So welcome everybody to this webinar on tech and troubleshooting for the ongoing Innovation Transfer Network call. So I am Manon Lambert and I will present this webinar today. So please keep your microphone muted and ask your question in the chat. We'll answer them at several moments in this session. So this webinar, it's designed for candidate lead partners to this call to support you through the last step of your application submission. Okay. Okay, so we would like first to remind you of our past webinar in relation to this call. And in case you missed some of these, the recordings, they are all available in the URBACT Get Involved page. So on 16th of January, we had an introductory webinar to this call. On 23rd of January, we had a webinar on how to build a strong partnership for this call. And the last we had, it was on the 6th of February, about the exchange and learning activities that you will take during your project. All right. Then let me move to the next slide. So what we will focus on in today's webinar. So today we will first have a look into the resources available to help you write your application. Then we will remind you of the eligibility rules so that you can check if your network complies with all of them. We don't want you to submit an ineligible application that would be rejected for a reason of misunderstanding. After that, we will present you the main chapters of the forum, going to the Synergy platform with you to give you some tips on how to navigate in it. We will also go through some budget recommendation and finally describe the submission procedure. So, where to start with the application? So we want to remind you of the main documents that are available on the Get Involved page, as well as some templates for budget and application forms preparation. So first, we have the terms of reference, which is the main reference document with all eligibility criteria. It defines all the aspects of the call. Then we have the guide for applicants, which contains detailed information for drafting your proposal with all the requested activities and outputs described there. Another very important document is the program manual, which is basically URBACT program Bible, explaining the program context, the funding principles, all the information on the network supported by URBACT from the application to the closing stage, and all the rules to properly manage the ERDF subsidy. The last one is a practical guide to Synergy that describes every step that you need to take to fill in correctly the application form in Synergy. We strongly encourage you to have it by your side while filling your application in order to respect the order of the steps, because the system is not super user-friendly for beginners and you can rapidly get lost and create errors. So please follow it step by step. And if you still have a question, you can always contact us at the ITN at urbact.eu. Okay, so the checklist for eligibility criteria. So it is the checklist as written in the terms of reference. You should carefully read it again to avoid any ineligibility mistake. Indeed, it happens that networks are declared ineligible just for a misunderstanding of one of these criteria. And even if the proposal can be of very good quality, it actually happened last year that the top ranked proposal could not get approved because of its partnership not respecting the partnership balance for regional diversity. So indeed, once submitted, there is no examination process in enabling you to change your partnership or other errors. So please be careful with these and don't hesitate to ask us a question at the ITN at urbact.eu address. So first, the candidate lead partner, he needs to have delivered an approved UIA project, as you know. Oops, not yet. Then the candidate lead partner is a candidate lead partner in one URBACT proposal only under this call. You cannot be a lead partner for two projects under this call, but you can be a lead partner for APN network and one in the ITN if you have enough staff to do so. Then the application package is submitted in English, respecting the procedure outlined in the terms of reference and within the notified deadline. So we will see a bit later on slide 25 some details about it. The application package is complete, including the required documents set out in the terms of reference. The proposal is complete in terms of information and data, including all the documents, application form, signed application form, letters of commitments from partners, properly filled, signed, and using the official templates. Then the maximum budget for the network is not exceeding 550,000 euros. Then, okay, there is another slide. So the proposed partnership also respects the minimum of partners from transition and less developed region. We will have details on the next slide. So please bear with me. The proposed partnership respects the maximum of partners from partner states, meaning Norway, Switzerland, and IPA countries. The proposal fulfills the partnership requirement, bringing together between 5 and 7 candidate partners, including the lead partner. The proposal partnership does not include more than one non-city partner. Yes, you were informed about the definition of non-city partner in the webinar on how to build a strong partnership. Then the partnership does not include more than one partner per member state, and all candidates partners are eligible according to the URBACT program rules. So to give you more details on the partnership criteria to respect the balance in your networks. So as I said previously, it should be between 5 and 7 partners. Lead partners only from UIA funded cities between 2016 and 2023. The project partner can be city or non-city. And if it's non-city, it is max 1 per networks allowed. Then the project partner all project partners can be candidates in maximum 2 approved networks. Each partner are from a different country, which is different from our call about IPN, Action Planning Networks. So here it means all partner needs to be from a different country. There is a balance that needs to be respected in terms of where the partners are from. For example, for a partnership of 7, it should be a minimum of 4 partners coming from less developed and transition EU regions. And for a partnership of 5 or 6, a minimum of 3 partners from less developed and transition EU region. If you don't know where is located your city in the EU region framework, you can check on the Commission website. The link appears in the top right-hand corner, and it should show you the map, as you can see it in the image. And there you can locate your city. If it's from more developed country, it's very clear yellow, then transition is light yellow orange, and the orange one is less developed. Okay. Okay, so now we will go to what the application form looks like. All right, so on this slide, some of you, they hopefully already recognize this page. For the user, here's what Synergy main page of the application form will look like. So only lead partners, they need to create an account and fill the application for the entire network. The other project partners, they don't need to create an account in Synergy for the application phase. So the application form, it's composed of an element part that appears in the green frame box, and it's followed then by 9 chapters from project synthesis to signature. And in a few moments, we will go to Synergy, and I'll show you in detail how it works. Okay, so please again follow carefully one by one the recommendation of the guide, the practical guide to Synergy, because you can easily get lost and create errors that will slow you down in the submission process. Okay, next one. Okay, policy challenge. So in the first chapters of the proposal, you will be asked to identify the policy challenge to be addressed by the network and show the links with the European urban policy context. And also, while addressing the potential transfer of your practice, you will also have to reflect on how your activities and your investment plan, they address the 3 cross-cutting aspect of green transition, gender inclusive approach, and digital transformation. So it means whether your city UIA practice focus on mobility issues, cultural heritage, or any other topic, we ask you to consider how these 3 holistic themes can be part of your challenges and solutions. Okay, so activities, project work plan and work packages. So your project, it will organize into 3 different work packages. So there is the network management one, for which there are no outputs planned. Then you have the network level activities and the local level activities. So no outputs for work package 1, network management, and for work package 2 and 3, there is a list of mandatory outputs which is set and that you can find in the guide for applicants. So read carefully this guide for applicants that explain in details all the deliverables you are asked to provide. For example, these are transnational meetings that should be at least 5, or also investment plan, 1 investment plan per partner, continuity plan in the case of the lead partner. You have in this guide a summary table of all mandatory outputs. About expertise. So This is a novelty for this call. Unlike the APN one, here you are asked to already propose 3 candidates lead partner to support the design of your network's methodology. So these experts, there needs to be selected from the validated pool of experts that is accessible at the link appearing in this slide. For more information, you can watch also the recording of our past webinar on exchange and learning during the network journey. Or you can also check the guide for applicants. So already at this stage in the application form, the candidate's profiles and skills should be well explained to be aligned with your network's needs. For budget section, I will come to this a bit later in this webinar. So now let's move to synergy. So I will share my screen. And I will share, where is it? Yes, this one. Okay, you should now see the main page to connect to Synergy. Is that right? Does it work? I hope it does. So this is the main page where you, if you already have an account, if you're already a partner in an APN network, then you already have an account and you click on connection. If you don't have one, you need to create. I will put it in English. Oh, it does not appear there. Sorry, it does not appear. Maybe it's not on this page. So you need to create an account. And there, yes, it appears. So to change the language, it's on the top right-hand corner. You click on the UK flag and it's in English. So when you're on this page, then the call for URBACT appears. It's open here, and you create a user account for the program URBACT IV. So I will now go to another platform, which is a testing platform to create a test application with you. So here it is. So the screen here, it's orange, but the one you will go to, it's a gray one. So just for today. So let's pretend I don't have an account and create one here. So either you already have a user account on a project as a partner, but not as a lead partner. Either you don't have an account at all. So I will pretend. Okay, so let's pretend I'm from France. So for example, if I'm Paris, you can see that already some organizations are registered here. So the city, the metropole, and some Paris agencies are already there. So it can happen that if you were already a candidate in an URBACT III or URBACT IV call, then your organization might already be there. But I'm not Paris today, so I will pretend, let's be ambitious, I'm gonna be Equality City. So, oh yeah, it's already there. No, so let's diversity. And there is a player for it here, okay. Okay, I'm not in the database, so I will add my organization in the database. Country, I'm from France. Category, I'm a local public authority. In Synergy, only the yellow boxes are mandatory. The white ones, you don't have to add anything. It's not mandatory. Then I will have to add the administrative code of my organization, and it's different for every country. So for France, it's called SIRET, and if I go to this little question mark icon, I see that it is composed of 14 digits. So I will create one randomly. Please don't do like me. You need to put your real identification number. So okay. Okay, my organization has been saved. So I'm Manon. No, it's the other way. Manon. Okay. All right. Then. Da-da-dum. So you need to find the nuts. So this you can find it going to the website, the map of the cohesion policy of the European Commission that I showed you earlier. So I will not go to it right now, but let's say I'm from Normandy, and I know that Normandy is in transition. Okay, then I create my login name and my password. I confirm my password. And I'm not a robot. I save. All right, so at this point, you will receive an automatic email that you will need to click in the link inside the email to activate your account. So let me just go to my emails. Okay. Okay. So let's proceed. All right. Now I'm in the system, so I can submit a project idea for this code. There is only one code, you cannot make errors here. All right, so my organization is here. So first I need to select a partner. So organization and partners are different. So once again, I create my partners. If my partner is already in the system, it will appear automatically. Then I do this again. Where is it? French Guinea. No, France. It's here. Normandy and Saint-Etienne. Okay, do my partner recover that or no? I'm a public and I'm from transition. All right, then I have organization and partner. What would be the project acronym? So about this, I need to tell you something. the project acronym is something in addition to the network's name in the system. What's more important between them two, it's the name and not the acronym, because the name of the network, it will be used for your subsidy contract and for all communication purposes. So if you're obviously if your application is approved. So we advise you to find a name that is self-explanatory. And also, like, it should be catchy so that external people, they understand it right away, what the network is about. It should act as a teaser to the content of the network and give a positive impression with the word that you will use. So what will be your project acronym? I'm sorry, today I make it a test. Once I have my project acronym, I click on the little triangle there and I select the policy objective and I proceed. All right, now I'm in the main page of my application form. Great, so I have the enter main elements part that I need to fill before going to these vertical chapters. All right, so in the enter element parts, I should first put the starting dates. So I will do it, if not, I will be blocked later. So starting date of the project is September 2024, and ending date, it's 2026 in August. All right. Should be the title. So here, and short description. Please, you need to save the information clicking on the button save each time you are finished inputting information in one page. If not, it's not gonna be saved. So be careful with that. And also you can tick the box if you have finished so that the progress will be recorded. All right, it is saved. All right, so you see now I'm at 5% progress in my application form, and these two first sub-chapters, they are fixed. So I'm going back to the main element parts, and here I can add my other partners. So this is me, I'm the lead partner, and I can add the other partners. Looking for a partner, it's the same thing that we did earlier. So here I'm gonna find someone that is already in the system. So let's find someone from Greece, for example, and I will take Alexandropolis. All right, I selected. They are already in an APN network, so I know they're already there. And I save. All right. So now I have two partners. So once I completed, I added all my partners, I will need to go to each of them and add in the finance part, I will add the total eligible budget for each partner. So before filling the budget chapters of the vertical main chapters, I need to fill this budget for each partner. So here I select the appropriate fund. It can be ERDF, Swiss, Norway, or IPA. Let's consider it's going to be 1,100. All right. And once I have the total eligible budget, I can check where Alexandropolis is in the cohesion map, and I know they are from less developed region, so the rate is going to be 80%. All right. And I fill the public co-financing part to reach to 100%. So if it comes from the partner internal financial resources, then I click here and the difference is 20,000. All right, then I do the same for all my partners. Sorry, I can also add a contact here and partners bank account details. Then going back to the main elements part, I have description, I have partners. I don't have to fill deliverable and expenditure subcategories. All is explained in the guide again. I go to the work plan, and here I will add all my outputs. So now no outputs are needed for work package 1, but you still need to change the dates and add all the participating partners. So as an example, I will take work package 2. So I click in the work package 2. I change my dates. So it's the same dates than your project. Ending date, it's August 2026. Let's do that. All right, and here I'm good with this part. Okay, going to partners. I need to add all the partners to the work package. So be careful. You need to pass them from this box to this one. All right. Then in the localization one, it's a mandatory box. So work package 2, it's gonna happen at all partners organization. All right, I save. And the last one is deliverable. So here you need to add all the deliverables for each work package. So I'm in work package 2. So I click on the list and be careful there because all the APN outputs are also listed here. So you need to select the ITNs one. So for work package 2, I have transferability study, network result products, quarterly networks reports, and transnational meeting, communication plan, networks article. So you need to add all these work package 2 outputs, and please check the guide for applicants to see how many of those are mandatory per networks. So I will add a transnational meeting, for example. Here I put the same ITN work package 2 transnational meeting. All right. No need of delivery dates or indicative budget. I save. And it's appearing there. So transnational meeting, for example, there is 1 in 2024, 2 in 2025, and 2 in 2026, reaching 5, which is the minimum required number of transnational meetings. And I save. Then I will do the same for all the different deliverables, and also for work package 3 after that. So going back to the work plan, now I have deliverables, transnational meeting appearing there, with participating partners, diversity and electoral police. So it's good, the data are good. So then I will do the same for work package 3. And no need of any deliverables in work package 1, but change at least the date and the partners. There, be careful. Don't try to delete or add any work packages or activity. All is configured like this, so please don't generate errors there. Once my main element parts are filled, then I can go on with all the question links to the cohesion policy objectives. It's a plain text. I fill it and I tick the box when I'm finished and I save. Then you will have some automatic section that are filled with the information you fill in the main elements. So here, nothing to change. You see that we added some budget for Alexandropolis, I think, so it's appearing there for ERDF. All right, and here's our plain text of descriptions that you need to fill, etc. All right. So going back to the index, it looks like this. So all the little question marks here, it should appear as a check. All right, I think I will stop there and come back later for the budgetary part. So, all right, I will stop this and share my slides again. All right, should be back. Question time. So.
Yes, hi Manon.
Hi.
I will share the questions with you. I mean, I've answered some of them, but I thought some of the others were interested to be answered with orally. The first one was, may I ask you if we can use the Synergy CTE previous account, or we need to have a new one to create the application? So I think Manon already answered this question, but the only doubt I had is that, are you referring to an account that you created for the APN call, so the call we had in 2023, or for the URBACT IV calls? In which case, if you had an account already under URBACT IV, then you need to create a new one because it's a new platform. Before it was 2014, 2020, and now it's 2021, 2027. So you need to be careful to be connected to the 2021, 2027 platform. And in this case, if you don't have yet an account for this platform, you need to create a new one. If you already have one, you don't need. I'm just answering some of them, and I will let you, Manon, answer some others, so you can catch your breath as well. Concerning the input for work packages in the application form, there are a set of standard output defined in the guide for applicants. And one of our participants is asking if indeed they should not copy-paste the output, but adapt them to their own need. Indeed, I mean, there is a list of common outputs, for instance, URBACT local group meetings or transnational meetings that we ask. So when you list them in the application form, they will be standard for everyone. But obviously, then you need to provide some kind of description. And this is where you will be able to adapt to your own needs. So for instance, a transnational meeting could be a proper transnational meeting or webinar or some kind of bilateral meeting, so that it can take different formats. So this is indeed up to you to adapt and to clarify in the application form. I will answer the following one as well, Manon. One of my cities have changed from applying as the city to a city company. I changed the partner information, but in later chapters, it still says the old partner name. Yes, and I think it was Michael asking this question. I just checked actually in Synergy, and as long as the list of partners, I mean, the right name is indicated in the list of partners, and then in the application, you have a proper letter of commitment with the corresponding name, then there is no problem. We will see, I mean, as you you have seen, the platform is not the best, and we are completely aware of that, unfortunately. So we'll see at a later stage what we can do about that. But the most important for now is that the list of partners and the documents match, and that's fine. And I checked, and it was okay. And then a question for you, Manon. Can the project acronym be changed afterwards? I think this is the case, but I would need your confirmation on that. You see, like the name of the project, once it's decided, can it be changed?
So everything in Synergy can be changed before submission. You can save and shut down your computer, and you'll come back later, and you can change whatever you want there. But once it's submitted, it's gonna be more difficult. So yes, you're gonna need to ask us, the secretariat, to change it for you.
Okay. And in any case, I mean, there is always the possibility. I mean, if you see that it's not possible when trying to do it, at a later stage, even once you are approved, there is always the possibility to discuss further with your partner and to change the name of your project. The only thing is that it's considered as a big change, so it needs to go through the approval of our monitoring committee. So it's not like automatic. You ask us to change the name and then we do it. It's possible. We just need to have it officially approved. In the meantime, you can still start using the new name. In terms of the budget, though, because there was the same question for budget, as long as the application form is not submitted, this can be changed, right, Manon?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Then there is a question. Is it possible to add other users as editors in the platform? I don't think this is the case. I think you can be only one. Like the person that creates the application is the only person that can edit the application form, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So afterwards, once the network is approved, then you have several contacts that are listed, and each of the person will have their own account. But during the application process, only one person is able to work on the platform. And you mentioned that in the proposal, we need to include 3 candidates for lead expert. You only need their name or also the letters of intent from all 3. So I think Manon will go back to that related to the submission, but we did need their names and related skills in the application form, as well as the letters of intent as part of the application package, not in the platform, but as part of the package that you sent afterwards once the application form is submitted. Now we'll go back to the submission process so that it's clear for everyone, but indeed there is a kind of 2-step process. Manon, I will check if there are further questions afterwards, but I think maybe we can move on for now.
Okay. So, budgets now. All right, let's go. All right, so the total budget available for one network is up to 550,000 euros, including co-financing, which means it is the total budget for the entire network, and then ERDF and IPA will finance part of it. So the rest of the budget can be financed by local co-financing, for example, but also partners that can find other non-EU funds from other sources to make the budget 100%. It can also be financed internally by the municipalities. To participate to the networks, each partner, they need to prepare a letter of commitment to say they have this co-financing fund secure. So you have a template where everything is described. All right. So then the co-financing rate, it depends on where the partners come from. And in the table, you can see the differences. So, for example, for potential partners for more developed region, it is up to 65% by ERDF. For transition, up to 70% by ERDF, and less developed region up to 80% by ERDF. For Norway and Switzerland, they are requested to contact their national ministry or federal offices to ask what the resources are, but it should be up to 50%. For IPA, it is up to 95% from the instrument to pre-accession fund. I have showed you how to insert this rate in Synergy already. So to build your budget, it is not recommended to simply share the total budget into equal shares between all partners. It should rather you should rather know in details what are your needs and the related cost in your own country. Then there is also an additional budget for experts that is planned, and it will be paid directly by the program. So it is not included in the 100,000 euros, and you don't have to plan it in your budget section in Synergy. All right. The different budget categories that are eligible in this call. So there are 5 of them. It's staff cost, office and administration, which is an automatic flat rate representing 5% of staff cost, travel and accommodation, external expertise and services, and equipment. So all these categories are detailed in the program manual, book 1, section D. So you're invited to read it carefully before building your budget. Then on your right, you can see what the budget section looks like in Synergy. We'll navigate a bit more into this right after. You will also find specific guidance to enter your budget figures properly into the practical guide to Synergy. All right, for staff cost. So we refer to the appointed staff directly employed by the partner following local legislation and with supporting documents such as contracts and payslips. Are taken into account so the salary and all legal benefits paid by the employers and that are not recovered by the institution. Then for office and administration, so it is a flat rate of 5%, calculated directly on the declared staff cost during the reporting round. So you don't have to calculate anything to regarding this category, as it is automatic. So it should cover costs like office rent, electricity, heating, and so on. So these costs, they cannot be reported elsewhere. All right, next, we would like to give you some recommendation on HR. So we strongly recommend that enough staff is allocated to the management. So do not underestimate this category. For lead partners, we recommend at least 2 full-time equivalent positions as the lead partner he has more responsibilities and he has to coordinate the network, obviously. We recommend the position of project coordinator, finance officer and communication officers that can be divided into half-time position, for example. Having in mind that the workload will not be steady during all the project live with some peaks of activities at some period. Again, so they are recommendation, but depending on your local cases, you can adapt them. It can happen, for example, in one municipality that you have a communication department that can provide for this task already, for example. And for project partners, we recommend one full-time equivalent that can be divided, for example, into 2 half times between project coordinator and finance officer. Again, depending on your needs. And even if we don't list it here, minimum communication activities are expected at project partner as well. Then we also remind you that the URBACT local group needs coordination, and that half a position should be also considered for both lead partners and project partners. And one additional recommendation on your top right-hand corner is that the cost for project management, they should normally not exceed 40% of the total budget. So management costs, they are costs which serve to manage your project. Project coordinator and finance officer, they are counted in this category, but as well, external service providers that are contracted for this purpose. ULG coordinators, on the contrary, they do not count because they are linked to local activities and not to management. So this limit, it's not compulsory again, but it's a strong recommendation to ensure actually that sufficient budget remains to the other compulsory activities like travel, transnational exchanges, local group activities, and so on. Indeed, like it should not impact the ability of the project to perform the activities and to deliver the related outputs. If there is a higher cost for staff, then it should be well explained in your application form. Travel and accommodation now. Again, they are all detailed in the program manual, but rapidly. So about travel and accommodation, they are either covered by daily allowances or per diem, depending on your organization, or either they can be also real costs supported by invoice. For external expertise and services, so there are 5 subcategories available. It can happen that you have specific needs in case the task cannot be covered by your internal staff, for example, on project coordination. Then if your ULG members, your experts, your elected representative, or other externals are traveling to your transnational events, because it is a possibility offered by the program, so their costs, their traveling costs, it should be declared under the expert and non-staff travel category, and not in the travel and accommodation category, which is reserved for staff appointed to the project only. The last category in expertise relates to the certification of cost. First, it's expertise first level control. So indeed, like all partners, they need to have their costs certified at each reporting round. So they need to have a first level controller. Then each country, they have a first level control system in place. Some, they are centralized with a dedicated office at national level to certify all costs from ERDF funded program. And those offices, those services, they are often free of charge for the partners of these countries. Other countries, they have decentralized system, meaning that the partners, they need to find a first level controller by themselves and have it approved by the national authorities. So the controller, it can be either internal to the organization if sufficient independency is demonstrated. In this case, no budget is needed because it is internal staff. But this task, it can be also externalized. And in this case, the partners, they need to plan a budget under this last category. So you can see in the program manual, again, what system your country is, and plan accordingly your budget. Now, last category is equipment. It can be used in very specific cases like testing action. because such costs are not the core element of an URBACT project, so it should remain reasonable and clearly justified. Then, sorry, this one is here. Okay. So, main principle around cost management. So, costs are eligible starting the 1st September of this year. There are no advances possible. So you need to have sufficient treasury because the first reimbursement will not be possible before, and this is not even good information because I checked with my manager just before this webinar. It should be more around summer 2025 for the first reimbursement, and the next reportings, it's going to be every 12 months. So you should have enough treasury. Then all costs they must be borne by the partner organization in order to be eligible. Preparation costs are not eligible. Then reallocation between budget categories over 20% is possible, but only through a reprogramming process that will happen only at mid-journey. Then we remind you of the principle of sound financial management and cost efficiency, with priority given to costs that demonstrate a lower environmental cost. Having in mind, for example, that all meetings are not necessary in-person meetings, depending on the needs for traveling. So you can find a balance between in-person and digital meetings. And as well, lowest environmental cost option are eligible even if they are more expensive than, for example, planes. Then all contracts that should comply with the basic principle of procurement rules, depending on the threshold in place in your organization. Then let's move to synergy again. So it should be open, okay. Still open, I'm on the good one. So budgetary proposal. So we first saw that under the main element parts, you should first add the global budget for each partner with the RDF IPA shares and the co-financing. So arriving to the chapter 8, some parts should be already filled. So, for example, here, it's for Alexandropolis. We filled the budget as an example. So it appears in 8.1. This is automatic. I don't need to do anything here. In the top green boxes there, you can find also information for every question. Here, ERDF and IPA per year. So for each year, you should update the ERDF and IPA amounts. So here, at this stage, you should...
We don't see the
Oh, I'm
synergy
so
application
sorry.
form.
I forgot to... Thank you, Clémentine. Okay. Okay. I need to change my sharing parameters, and I'm back. So now it works, Clem?
Yes.
All right. So, so we have already entered the main elements part with the global budget per partner, and we're going to chapter 8, budgetary proposal. First one is automatically filled. Here you can see our first example, Alexandropolis. And here you have the little green boxes with a recommendation on what to do on this question. I'm going to next chapter, and here is the ARDF IPA per year I was talking about. So at this stage, you should already know what is your total budget, so that you can calculate what will be the RDF and the IPA part for each year of your project. You can get some help with the budget template that is available in the Get Involved page to do your math here. When I'm finished, I fix the bug and I save as usually. Here, expenditure per partner, per year, and per budget subcategory. So for this one, I will need to go to each partner's line by clicking on the magnifying glass here. And okay, this you need first to select the right combination for the partner, and I select only option 1 relevant to URBACT. Pop-up page to click on OK, and then I confirm again the budget combination option. So please read carefully the guide because this one is not super straightforward. Once I have selected my option for URBACT, I can modify all the lines by clicking on the little icon paper. So don't click on the active links there, please. It will generate errors, but you click on the little paper icon. So for staff, so this year, 2027, you should not consider it because your project ends in 2026 as well as those first one. So in 2024, for example, I plan 10,000, same here. And let's do the same here. So then I click on OK and it's saved. Then I will do the same. You see here, the office and administration flat rate, it calculates automatically, so you don't have to do anything. Then I do the same for staff and travel and accommodation and all the other categories. At the end, your total here, it should be equal to the total budget you first entered in the main element parts. All right, so I do the same for all my partners. And I go to next chapter. So this is 8 point for an automatic table again, that you can check that the figures are good. And here too, it's automatic. Don't click on the active links, please. And don't edit also the project budget lines. Please follow the guide step by step because there is many ways that you can create errors. All right, then project cost per budget category, justification, explanation. So you can here provide explanation on the cost that you forecast and link them to the program to the project activities for so each category: staff, office, and administration, travel, extra equipment. I tick the box and I save when I finish. Okay. Those are yellow boxes, so I need to put something. All right. And when I'm done with this one, next chapter is signature. So once I'm there, I'm almost finished. When clicking on the control the global coherence of the forms data, a pop-up page will appear. So I will share it with you because it's a pop-up and it's probably not appearing right now. Control. Okay, so this one. So this control page, it shows you if your controls are met. So for example, here I have a lot of chapters that are mandatory to fill, and as you can see, it's not letting me submit my proposal because they are not filled. Also, there is some inconsistency in my budget. Yes, because we didn't fill it properly. Then this is for the duration of my project. As I put the good dates, it's okay. The minimum of partner is 5, so I have only 2. It's not working. And yes, you will see if you're able to send it or not. So me, I cannot. It's all normal. So I will need to fill my form to finally submit it. All right. Then I will go back to my slides.
Manon, shall we take a few questions?
Yes, I have maybe this slide before question.
Okay.
It's the 2 last steps. Okay,
Okay.
All right. So, submission procedure. Yes, so it is divided into 2 steps. So you have until the 20th of March at 3 p.m. to submit your application in Synergie CTE. So please don't wait last minute to fill all of it because we had also last year a case of someone that was not ready and they couldn't submit right in time, so they were rejected automatically. So after that, you have 1 more day to send the application package by email to the email address itn@urbact.eu, and with the list of requested documents written here. So it should include the scan of the signed PDF of the application form generated through Synergie CTE. Then it should include all partners' signed letters of commitment, and those letters, they should be signed by an elected representative, please. Or someone that has a mandate to sign for the elected representative. Then it should also include all signed letters of intent from the 3 candidate lead experts. Also the CV in English of the 3 proposed lead experts and the CV in English of the lead partners project coordinator. All right. And it's a lead partner taking charge of these 2 steps. Question time.
Okay, so we have quite a lot of questions. So obviously we already went over the time. So please bear with us because I think it's important. Like there were some important questions to answer. I don't know how long we will need. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. So if that's okay for you, bear with us. So in terms of, obviously it was a lot of information and maybe not the most appealing one, but so it's really like just this application part that is very administrative, and there are things that you need to obviously to respect, but for sure not URBACT is not all about this point. So there were some questions that I missed in the last part. So when you tick the box when the input is completed, what are the consequences? Does it mean that you can no longer adjust afterwards? No. It's just if you want to do that, to tick the box to say it's completed, it's just an indication for you of what you still have to fill in and what is still left to be filled in. But you can still go back to this section even if you tick the box. In terms of the name for the lead expert, there is one box where we ask for lead expertise and the skills that you expect for this lead expert. So this is as well where you should indicate the names. Voila, and I will take this opportunity to speak about the letters of commitment. So if you go to the terms of reference, you have 3 templates of letter. You have the letter of commitment for the lead partner, the letter of commitment for the partners, and the letter of intent. So these are 3 annex, the template of the letter that you need to fill in, or to have your partners fill in, or the lead expert fill in order to submit the application package on the 21st, like Manon said. So on the cross-cutting theme, so what is expected is obviously during the ITN, the work of the network, you will be able to reflect further on this 3 topics: gender equality, green transition, and digital transition. At the level of the application stage, what we expect from you is to already consider, is it for your network work, or is it related to the topic, just to take a moment to consider how these 3 topics have an impact on your work. So both from the thematic as well for the organization point of view. Regarding the deliverables, do we need to indicate the delivery dates? Do we need to indicate the estimated budget? No, you don't need. This is not necessary for us. And once again, I will repeat what Manon said. Please follow the synergy guide step by step. So this is really a way, we try to make sure to really have like the clear steps described, and so you will see what is needed and what is not needed. In the transnational meeting, it says that we need to have at least 2 of them to review the investment plan. Those have to be presential, but could be inside other actions like study visit also. Because the review can always be worked online. Obviously, you are free to organize your transnational meeting as you want, but we like reviews of plan. We still think it's important to have them in person, because this is this is a moment where really partners will get honest with each other, and it is another atmosphere than doing this kind of review online, where maybe the freedom of speech will be less. So there are some things like, if we recommend to have it in person, this is really because we consider it will be easier. Obviously, it doesn't mean that one transnational meeting will focus essentially on these reviews. If you have a 2-day meeting, maybe 2 hours will be dedicated to these reviews, and then the rest can be dedicated to thematic input, to visits, to any other topic. And this is exactly what you have to develop in the methodological part of your application. Explain what you want to do during these transnational meetings. And I think, and in terms, there was another question on the transnational meeting. We want to plan a transnational meeting per partner. Is it a problem in terms of relation, as the timing of this transnational meeting is not clear yet? No, you can plan the budget. If the budget is not per year, this is not a problem, because partner will be able to move budget from one year to another without any problem. The only thing that is needed is to pay attention at network level if some budget is moved from one budget to another, and from one budget line to another, and from one partner to another. This is what needs to be monitored, but from one year to another, this is not a problem. So if you plan for budget for a partner for the organization of transnational meeting in 2025, but this meeting will happen in 2026, that's okay. That's not a big issue. Three more questions on my side, and I think there are others, but I haven't had time to see them, so maybe Manon, you can check. Three questions regarding staff costs. Should we contemplate the cost of internal staff affectation to the project, or only if hire new people only for the project? No, regarding staff costs, you can. I mean, what Manon had explained is that you have distinct function to be filled in. So there are three at lead partner level. There are three different type of function, and you could have 5 or 6 people working for this function. So it could be both people that are already employed by the municipality or new people that you hired for the project. So this is really just a line for staff costs, and then it's not like you can use it as you want, but it can be people already hired or new people. It is recommended to have 2 full-time equivalent positions as lead partner on the project. Should this be reflected in the LP budget? Yes, but obviously, for sure, in some countries, and depending on the level of salary of the people you want to involve in the project, you may take all the entirety of the network budget for staff. So this is why we put a limit of 40% in order to leave a budget for activities. But what will be, because it's we are completely aware that this staff cost is not sought to cover all of the staff cost, but to rather support the municipality in being involved in the project. So if you see that. I mean, one thing that can be done is to have this staff cost, budgeted as much as possible, given the limit that we set. And then if you have more working hours, you can indicate them when reporting on your progress. And as I said in the chat at some point, if really at the end of the project there is some kind of underspending, it will be possible to use that for staff cost. But for now, we would advise to keep this limitation of 40%. And we are completely aware that for some countries, it might not be enough. And then, okay, so this is important because there was a question on the travel cost of the lead expert and ad hoc expert. If you are involved in the action planning networks, please pay attention because this is a novelty. So for this call, we decided to change and to not have the travel cost of lead experts included in the budget of the partner. So in the contract of the lead expert that will be selected, there will be a part, their travel and accommodation will be paid directly by the program as part of their contract with the program. So you don't need to foresee budget for lead experts. Still, we recommend you that you plan for some budget under this line. The line that is called expert and non-staff travel and accommodation budget, because you may have, for instance, a ULG people or ULG coordinator that will take part to the transnational meeting that are not staff of the municipality and for which you will pay travel, for instance. So this is why you should still plan probably some budget under this line. But in any case, you don't have to plan for the budget for the lead experts. I hope this is clear. This changes from what is in place currently for action planning networks. Manon, I will let you the floor because I haven't checked the chat, so I don't know if you have seen any additional questions.
All right. There is a question concerning budget. We want to plan a transnational meeting per project partners.
This one I answered.
Sorry. Sorry. So I'm not sure. Testing action, we didn't talk about this.
No.
Yes. So could you please elaborate on the testing actions? These are not very clear to me. this can be budgeted only under equipment. It means that a testing action could not be a platform, for example. So no, depending on the activity you want to plan, it's not necessarily equipment. It can be also expertise, or it really depends on what you plan. So no problem. Do we elaborate a bit on testing action plan?
Yes. So just testing action. We put that in the we tested them at the end of URBACT 3 with action planning networks. And then we other types of network. And basically the idea of testing action, before they were called small scale action, is to give the possibility for each partner, because as you know, or you may know, URBACT does not finance investment. So our program is really about exchange and learning. So this introduction of small-scale action was to give the possibility for each partner to use a little part of their budget. We have not put a threshold, but it should be limited, and sometimes it doesn't even cost money. But there is a possibility to use a little part of the budget to test something that will then feed in the learning of that. The lesson drawn from this testing will feed in the plan, the investment plan or the continuity plan, depending on if you're a lead partner or the project partner. So this is the idea. So it should be something short term, small scale. For instance, one of these testing action could be a meeting. So then for this meeting, you may have some catering cost, you may have some cost for a facilitator, you may have, if you want to do something with your URBACT local group to paint something, then you may have some equipment in the sense of, buying some paint or some little material, but these are really not investment or long-term things. Testing action are also a way to have your ULG involved and working on something concrete, once again, in order to fill in the plan. So that's the idea on the testing action. Voilà.
And also, they ask if it could be, for example, a digital tool.
So this is a bit tricky about the digital tools. I mean, we are always a bit wary about that, because a digital tools needs to be hosted. So it could be used as a tool for a short term, like to draw some learning, maybe, if you want to test something related to the governance of this tool, this online tool, to draw some learning to fit in the plan, yes. But if it's like really you want to build as part of your network some platform, and then you intend for the platform to last in the time, then it's a bit different, because it would be more seen as an investment. And as well, you need to be careful about the financing plan of this in order to make this sustainable. So this needs to be seen on a case-by-case basis, basically. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I see that there is a question on the possibility to send the recording of this meeting, and maybe you will say that, but all the recording are or will be available on the page of the call, which is the Get Involved page on the URBACT website, and it will be uploaded this afternoon, most probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that's it. I don't know if you have anything to say else, Manon.
I had just 2 more slides on don't wait last minute recommendation. So yeah, please start now to fill your to create your account and fill your synergy, because we saw that a few of you started, but not the majority. So please don't wait last minute. There will be another webinar last week, the really last one for final troubleshooting. But if you don't test the application, you won't have any question about it. So please start and don't wait last minute.
So I think we're
All right.
there. So once again, I mean, I just reiterate what Manon just said. If you have any problem as well, write to itn at urbact.eu and we'll be available to answer your point.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, everybody.